Greetings, friends. As always, it's an extremely high honor to welcome you back to Rick's Garage. I have a very brief video for you today, born from a viewer comment. What you see before you is a Mr. Beam's battery-operated floodlight. It's motion activated. I put it on my shed about 5 years ago, and I posted a video at that time. I didn't want to go to the expense of running electricity out here, so this works great. You get out here within 25 feet of the shed and the light comes on. Also, these are sold in pairs, so I took the other one and I put it inside the shed. So once I go inside, that will activate also. Now, my viewer complaint is that I showed the product, I showed how to install the product, I showed how the product works, but I did not cover how to replace the batteries. I don't know why I did not cover the batteries. Perhaps because I felt the instructions would cover that, but what I didn't think about is someone who's considering making a purchase might want to know how easy the batteries are to replace before they buy the product. So that's what I'm going to do today. This has been up on this shed for about 5 years. I've only replaced the battery once. I don't know if it's still working or not. I haven't been out to the shed at night in a while. So it's probably about time I replace the batteries anyway. So the first thing you need to do to change the batteries is to remove it from its holder. So there's a little tab right here. You very simply push the tab down and slide it up and out. Now, having done that, you can go inside and replace the batteries. This is very helpful, especially if it's in the winter time and it's cold. You don't have to stand out here fighting with batteries. You can bring the whole thing in, put it on your bench, and in comfort work on changing the batteries. Okay, friends, we're in on the bench. Now, before we get started on replacing these batteries, I just want to mention that this product is still available. I found it on Amazon. Here is a snapshot. You can buy a pair of them for about $41. So the first thing we're going to do to change the batteries is we're going to take a look at these two little arrows. I hope you can see these here. Pay attention to those. When you put it back together, you got to match up the two arrows. Okay, so I've turned it upside down so it'll be easier to work on. And it takes an ordinary flat screwdriver. I'm going to use a little power tool. If I'm not blocking your vision too badly. I don't know what to expect in here. I hope they're not corroded. Whoops. Okay, well, the batteries look like they're not in bad shape. You want to make sure you use quality batteries. These things, like I said, I replace them maybe once every couple of years, so you don't want some cheap battery that's going to leak battery acid and cause corrosion. I'm going to put these batteries aside, and I'll take them to the recycling center next time I go there. I keep a little box of used batteries that I recycle. Okay, so I've got a brand new box of Energizers. It takes D-cell batteries. And I'm going to try to give you a look inside there. Let me get a little light. Alright, you'll notice that there are little springs and there are little nubber things. So if you're familiar with batteries, you know that the flat part of the battery goes against the springs and the nubber side of the battery goes against the little nubbers in the device. So I'm going to put this flat side against the spring on this side. Take a brand new battery, put the flat part on against the spring on that side. Then you know the other two batteries have to go the other way. Simple enough. Now, one nice thing about this cover is these screws stay with the cover, so you don't have to worry about dropping them or losing them. Now, as you recall, we have to line up those two little arrows, which are right there. And here's the arrow, so we'll put this cover back on. Press it down. take my little tightener. Okay. And there we have it. So we really won't know if this thing is working until it gets dark. Let me shut off the lights in here and see if it makes a difference. All right, so it is working. All right, friends, we're back outside. And we're just going to snap it back into place. Very quick and easy. Just line it up, slide it down, and there it is. Quick and easy as that. Now the lights are still on. That's because they were activated inside the garage. And they'll be on for a few minutes. Then they'll shut off automatically. Now I can't stress enough, make sure you use quality batteries. If you don't, like I said, you only have to replace these once every year or so, sometimes 2 years, depending on how often you go in and out of the garage. Yeah, they just shut off. In my case, I don't go out to the garage that often at night, so they're good for a couple of years at least. And this is the only second time I've replaced the batteries in the 5 years it's been up there. So that's all I've got, friends. I want to thank you once again for watching Rick's Garage. Before I go, I will post 2 videos to your left. One will be the original video I posted on this Mr. Bean floodlight. And the other might be something to do with when I built the shed or built the doors for the shed. And to your right, as always, will be a picture of my avatar in the form of my trusty German Shepherd. By all means, feel free to click on that should you wish to subscribe to my channel. So I want to thank you once again for watching, and we hope to see you all very, very soon.